Hello everyone, and welcome to my review of my 2022 LEGO Star Wars Imperial Army. I am really excited to get to present all of these sets and minifigures to you. It's actually been a few years since I have set up my entire Imperial Army, like even just for myself. So this will also be my first time really getting a sense of how big this army truly is. The army is made up of 250 figures in total, and that's not even counting the entire fleet of vehicles that I have here. So why don't we go ahead and get started? I'm going to move these front vehicles out of the way so we can get a good look at the figures. First up, I thought it'd be fitting to have Vader and Palpatine leading the Imperial Army. Beside them, we have both the Grand Inquisitor and the Fifth Brother, both of the Inquisitors that have been made in LEGO so far. And we also have Tarkin, General Veers, Moff Gideon, Admiral Yularen, Grand Admiral Thrawn, and Director Krennic. So a lot of high-ranking officers there. And right behind them, we'll go ahead and jump into all of the regular stormtroopers. I have a total of 39 stormtroopers in a few different variants. I've got 16 of this 2014 design. 16 of the newer design from the recent years, the new helmet. Four back there, 4 of the older stormtroopers, and 3 of the Star Wars Rebels stormtroopers. Right beside them, I also have 39 snowtroopers, and I didn't even plan to get the exact number of snowtroopers and stormtroopers. So that's pretty awesome that I have 39 of each. And they also have a couple different versions from different years. And then in the back for both of these, I've got 2 of the Battlefront jet troopers there. It's a little battle damaged armor and the jetpacks in the back there. Moving on to this left side, I have 8 stormtrooper officers with their different pauldrons that signify their certain ranks. And behind them, we've got 8 patrol troopers that came in the solo battle packs. Here's Iden Versio and her Inferno squad from Star Wars Battlefront 2, leading this little section of the army here. And behind them, we've got some Death Star troopers. I was about to say Death Troopers, but these are Death Star troopers and some Death Star technicians or gunners there. 2 of the Mimban stormtroopers with the gray armor. 2 of the artillery stormtroopers there with the yellow armor, and 2 of the red shock stormtroopers. On the right side here, we've got 12 scout troopers. 4 of them are just the regular scout troopers. 8 are the Hoth versions. And we've also got 4 hover tank drivers from Rogue One. Back behind them is Crosshair. And I think the only figures from this army that are not official LEGO, I've got Crosshair's Elite Squad there, and they were made by Clone Army Customs. We've got 8 Death Troopers right here, as well as a few Shadow Troopers. They have a few different variants over the years, but I have several of those. Here are 2 of the... I'm actually not sure what to call these guys. I think they're like some kind of grounds crew, but I have 2 of them. And then this blue, maybe 501st hover tank driver or something. Moving on more towards the back, we've got some more named characters here. Tobias Beckett and Han Solo when they were with the Empire there. They got their Mimban outfits. Agent Callus, Juno Eclipse, Garanden, I believe is how you pronounce it. The Imperial spy from A New Hope. And then we've got a couple astromechs and interrogation droids to either side, and 4 mouse droids right there. In this final back row, we'll start off with these 4 shore troopers, 8 different TIE pilots, quite a few variations from different years, 1 Imperial V-Wing pilot off to the left there, 3 ATDP drivers, 10 of the Royal Guards in their awesome red outfits, as well as 2 Shadow Guards right behind them, the black Royal Guard armor. 7 of the Dark Troopers, the Imperial like battle droids, sort of. as well as some other Imperial droids. We've got a KX security droid. I know it's pretty much just K2SO, but I wanted to include him here because he's an Imperial made droid. A couple of RA7 protocol droids, I think, and 3 probe droids. We've also got quite a few officers, some of those there, one with a tan uniform, 2 with this light gray, and then 6 over there, just the typical Imperial officer with that dark gray uniform. And lastly, we've got 5 of the AT-AT drivers in the front there, 7 of the AT-ST drivers, also quite a few different versions of them. And in the back there, 4 Imperial pilots, or maybe other officers. Really quick before we move on to the vehicles, I almost forgot to put this guy in here, but I also have the Chrome Stormtrooper from 2009 or 10. I'm keeping him sealed in this little poly bag for now, just because he's a rare and expensive figure. He goes for about $100 these days, but I got him pretty recently, and I think he's a really cool figure. And now it is time for the vehicles. We'll start off with Vader's TIE Advanced in the center, flanked by 2 of the Rogue One hover tanks right there, and several different speeder bikes. We've got a lot of these Hoth speeder bikes that the snowtroopers or scout troopers use. This speeder that came in the Inferno Squad battle pack, and this speeder that looks like a bit of a bigger version of these. I've got 2 of the original Imperial dropships. Fun fact, this was actually the first LEGO Star Wars set I ever got, so this one's pretty special to me. I got it back in 2008. And we've also got 3 of the updated Imperial dropships. I think it's pretty cool that they remade that, even if it's not an official or like canon Star Wars vehicle. It's just nice to go back to some of their roots and make a vehicle that's pretty nostalgic. And then we've also got this little speeder here. This is a custom TIE Interceptor made from the most recent TIE Fighter, the small $40 one. I've always been pretty upset that LEGO has not made a new TIE Interceptor, like original trilogy TIE Interceptor, in several years. So I found a custom design online and made my own little TIE Interceptor because that is actually my favorite starfighter in Star Wars. So I think it's pretty cool to have one of those. And to this side, we also have another custom TIE Fighter. This is one of my own creations. Just made this all myself. It's based off of the 2012 TIE Fighter. It's got that same cockpit. I made it a few years ago, but it's supposed to be some like light scout fighter. It's kind of cool. I re-modified it back into the original TIE Fighter at some point, but kind of a cool vehicle there. And then we also have an Imperial V-Wing. Nice throwback to a Republic fighter, just giving it the Imperial colors. Over on this side, we've got a TIE Striker. Pretty neat Rogue One TIE Fighter. And this little looks like an Imperial bark speeder that fits perfectly between the wings. I think this was Crosshair's speeder from the Bad Batch shuttle. And then back here, we've got a regular Imperial ATST and a Hoth ATST, and then a few patrol speeders that the patrol troopers ride on in Solo. On the other side, I've got a TIE Crawler, a very weird vehicle that I'm surprised LEGO even made back in 2007, I think it was. It's not a very well-known vehicle at all, but I think it's pretty cool. And then we've got 2 of the regular TIE Fighters, of course. This is the 2017 Solo version, but I'm pretty sure it's just the same as the regular TIE Fighters we see in the original trilogy. So pretty cool. You can't go wrong with the classic TIE Fighter. And then behind them, I've got another Hoth ATST and the ATDP from Star Wars Rebels, and then a few other speeders, kind of hard to see back there, but some are from Endor, the Scout Troopers ride, and some are from Hoth. In the back is where I have the largest Imperial vehicles in my army. Of course, we've got this Star Destroyer, just the regular Imperial Star Destroyer. This is the 2014 set. And over here, we've got the light cruiser from The Mandalorian. And of course, we've got three of the AT-ATs. These two on the sides, that one back there, and this one right here, are the 2020 versions. I really love how big these are, and just looks so accurate to the movie. And then here we've got the 2010 or 11 version. In the far back on either side, we've got the Imperial landing craft and the regular Imperial shuttle. We also have the Inquisitor's TIE Fighter right there behind the ATDP. And finally, two of the Imperial Armored Marauders, I believe they're called, the little troop transport tank things right between the legs of the AT-ATs. And that's going to do it for the entire 2022 Imperial Army. It was awesome to get to review every single one of these sets and minifigures, and I know this is definitely not going to be the largest that my Imperial Army is going to be. I'm going to continue to get sets and minifigures in future years. If I had to guess which figures I would get a ton more of, it would probably be the regular Stormtroopers. I would love to build that army up more. The Snowtroopers as well. I could get more of those little battle packs that came out recently. And also the Dark Troopers. I can get more of those pretty easily in a cheap set, so I would love to make a larger Dark Trooper army. But maybe I could do an updated version of this Imperial Army review in a couple years, as well as a few other LEGO Star Wars armies. Once I've gotten a decent amount more figures. I don't know, we'll see. If this is your first time checking out one of these reviews on the channel, I have a few others that I've made before, and a few others that I'm planning to make and put out very soon. So stay tuned if you'd like to see more, and I hope to see you in the next Army review. Thanks for watching, guys. Oh yeah, I didn't include it in the Army, but I also have this too.